Digital Foundry is being called out for supposed PS5 Pro hate. Let's look over the evidence and you can be the judge. What's up, people? It's your boy MM2K of Hard Knock Digital Culture, Cloud Dosage, MM2K Gaming, back again with an episode of our new show called The Sure Shot. This is where we do a super quick snippet of the latest and greatest in video gaming news, and we'll put you into the direction where we will have a bigger discussion on this topic. But at first, we at least want to show you what's going on. All right, do us a huge favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, rock those bells for notifications so you don't miss any of this content. All right, let's get into it. So I have to tell you guys what's going on here, right? So supposedly Digital Foundry is being called out because people are alleging that they are playing favoritism towards Xbox, or they're trying to show hate against the PlayStation 5 Pro. And they're doing some things now which gamers are calling weird with how they're showcasing games and stuff like that. The most notable has been the recent showing of Monster Hunter Wilds. In reviewing that game and how it's performing on the various consoles, Digital Foundry decided not to show the PlayStation 5 Pro alongside the base PlayStation 5 and the Series X. All right, let's show you chronologically how everything is happening. In order for us to do that, let's do this. First, I got to show you this tweet of mine, where after Digital Foundry said, Monster Hunter Wilds, here's the Digital Foundry tech review based on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series S versions of the game. The PlayStation 5 Pro to follow, right? And they do a video again, just comparing the X, the S, and the base PlayStation 5, but the PlayStation 5 Pro is nowhere to be found. So I said here, PS5 Pro is getting its own video. Okay, fine, but there better be detailed comparison to at least the base PS5 and the Series X. You just had a contributor say the Pro was underwhelming to this point. Let gamers be the judge with side-by-sides with all of the base units, right? But here's what we got instead. We had Oliver retweet this out. He says, if you want to play Wilds on a console, the PlayStation 5 Pro is definitely the place to be with superior image quality and ray trace reflections. However, in the video, when you watch the video, they don't really break down the comparisons of the PlayStation 5 Pro versus the Series X and the base PlayStation 5. Now, nobody's arguing whether they should show it with the Series S, but they were at least looking to see Series X, base PlayStation 5, because as you guys all know, PlayStation 5 has had an exodus of gamers come to the PlayStation 5 last fiscal quarter. It's alleged that a lot of those people were former Xbox owners, and you could have more in the periphery just sitting there saying, hey, look, Xbox games are coming to PlayStation 5. I want to know if I should get the PlayStation 5 or get the PlayStation 5 Pro. I'm hearing conflicting information that the PlayStation 5 Pro may not be worth it, or is it? You know what I'm saying? Let me see the comparison to what I already have, the Series X, versus what I'm looking to get the PlayStation 5 base, or should I spring out a little bit more and get the PlayStation 5 Pro? Let me know in comparison to what I have now. And the only way that you can do that, as far as a lot of gamers allege, is you got to show them all. You ain't got to show the Series S. Show the X, base PlayStation 5, and the PlayStation 5 Pro, and show how they're doing. Another important reason why people want to see that comparison is because Digital Foundry did some curious things. First, they went and reviewed their PlayStation 5 Pro analysis of Hogwarts Legacy, which they originally pegged as a great implementation, but then they went back to it and said, now on second thought, we don't think it was that great. It was a little bit disappointing. I want you to put a thumbtack on that because we're going to look at that a little bit further. But then in a recent sit down, Oliver, Alex, and Tom of Digital Foundry sat down and they talked about what they thought about the PlayStation 5 Pro over the first 3 months of launch. Here's what Tom had to say in regards to this, which is very interesting. Let's take a look. Let me make sure that you guys can all hear this while I'm playing it. I think you can. Let's take a look at what Tom has to say.
In the first 3 months since it released.
Let's go back a little bit.
In now that we've had more experience with it, I'll be honest. I think in the first 3 months since it released, it's been one of the most underwhelming hardware releases I've had to cover in many years, and I have to be blunt about that. It's been not a catastrophe. It's been interesting, intriguing sometimes. But as far as its saleability to people who, especially for the price, it is a hard sell. And I think it's appealing to a very fractional part of the gaming community who just want the very best tech in the console space right now. And that'll kind of be overshadowed by, quickly with whatever PC does with so many ports coming from Sony of their own properties to PC. I think there's the argument for it is weakening a little bit with quite a few games kind of popping over. So I'm, from a Digital Foundry perspective, it's great to have, and it's fascinating, and there will be maybe a growing use case for it, depending on whether developers pivot most of their more resources to it for, a predominant amount of their, optimization on the game. But I just see base PS5 as being the one that they target. Yeah, so it's been interesting. I'm covered Dragon's Dogma 2, which was a good implementation. I think I recall some flicker.
Okay, so we'll leave it at that. So we pretty much get the gist of where he was coming from in regards to his opinion. Look, some people may hear that and they may argue, look, the PlayStation 5 Pro's job was to give us games with the implementation of the quality modes and the performance modes mashed together. Why? Because we're seeing a lot of games, particularly from third-party developers, that I would rather play in 60 frames per second, but the 60 frames per second mode is too muddy. And I would like it to give me a console that gives me a 60 frames per second mode that doesn't look so bad. That was the PlayStation 5's selling point. And for a lot of us that have it or have interacted with it, for the most part, when you look at the games that are Pro Enhanced, most of the games that are Pro Enhanced, they seem to appear to reach that goal. It seems like Tom is setting another set of parameters, mainly for PC gamers who are willing to wait for PlayStation games to come to PC. He seems to be giving PC gamer arguments opposed to console gamer arguments. So now you have console gamers out there arguing, hold on, I'm not a PC gamer. And even though Xbox is making the PC more lucrative, the PC's not for me. I'm a console gamer. So I'm looking at these array of consoles and I want to know which one is the best option for me. And I'm looking at PlayStation. Should I get the PlayStation 5 base or should I get the Pro? And again, you make the best argument for a gamer looking to switch from the X by making a comparison of, hey, if I switch from the X, I'll get this with the PlayStation 5, but if I switch from the X to the PlayStation 5 Pro, I get this. Now, a lot of people are alluding that the reason why this is happening is because of this. There was a leaked Discord rumor that there were a bunch of Xbox enthusiasts that were congregating in the Discord, not to help promote Xbox, but to put propaganda out there in the gaming community against PlayStation to make PlayStation look worse. And it was said that Alex Battaglia of Digital Foundry, that's the guy that, if you look back at this video, he's the guy up at the top. Here, let me go back a little bit further, because YouTube doesn't want to. There you go. This guy right here at the top, he was in this Discord. Now, I've talked to people that were in this Discord. They said that Alex didn't say much, but again, it does seem a little fishy and skeptical of what was his intentions in being a Discord that is rumored to have been created to simply spin negative information on PlayStation. So on release of this is when you got first the Hogwarts Legacy recap video, and now you're getting this series of videos that are a little peculiar to some gamers, that Digital Foundry is deciding to just compare PlayStation 5 Pro to PlayStation 5 and not throwing the Series X in there, when you had Microsoft themselves say, hey, their mid-gen refresh was the Series X. So let's see what their mid-gen refresh does versus the PlayStation 5 Pro. All peculiar stuff. I will say this, and Mr. Positive, aka Sick Humor, says it's weird that DF didn't do a head-to-head with the Xbox Series for Monster Hunter Wilds. And I got my comment here, as you can see, and we'll talk about this more in a bigger video, which I will leave links to in a card should pop up now. You want to see that discussion, join us in our members as we talk about this. Just check out the card to the left for that discussion. All right, with that said, appreciate it. Let us know what you think about this in the comment section below, and until next time, you have a wonderful gaming day. Peace.